Welcome to Partially Biased, the show with biased picks from biased fans. Partially, we have a very special guest today. A little round of applause. Antony Armstrong, former Washington commander now, wide receiver, played for the Dolphins, bounced around to start off in like some indoor leagues, had a very nice little career and doing big things now. So thank you so much for joining us, Antony. I really appreciate it.
Man, thanks for having me. I'm glad to join this show. I know y'all are biased, so I get to know. I already know where everybody's gonna, come from, so you don't have to keep your head on the swivel too much. But I'm looking forward to it.
Appreciate it. So I tell you what,
for people that Sean, I gotta say, for people that don't know, Antony Armstrong, one of my absolute favorite players. As everyone knows, I'm a diehard Washington Redskins, Washington Commander fan. Antony Armstrong was the first person I ever met at training camp, solidifying himself as one of my all-time favorites. Dude is the nicest dude you will ever meet, on and off the field. So happy you're here, Antony. It's freaking awesome, dude. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I used to always go all the way to the furthest end at training camp because everybody would be right by where the fence met with the path going up, and I would always start at the furthest end. And I mean, I feel like maybe I didn't sign as much, but I just was like, everybody out here you're out here watching us in 100-degree weather, like y'all are real for that. And I was always figured like, man, this is like could be somebody's one moment. Just the one moment, right?
Yep.
And it's like I don't want it to be a crappy moment. I want it to be a good moment.
Right. Well, that was me on the end, and you made my passion bleed even more so. So it's awesome to have you on here and talk some ball, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. No crying though. No crying right now.
No,
not yet. Not yet.
Later.
Talk after week 8.
yeah, we'll see about that. Well, shoot, Antony, tell me what stuck out to you this week. How'd you feel about the game?
Well, overall, this was a week where a lot of people got humbled. I think coming in, for example, talking about Washington, they came off of that beat down in Buffalo, and for them going into this game against Philly, I wanted to see how they stepped up. I wanted to see how they were going to bounce back from getting knocked down pretty hard by a Buffalo team, and so I'm proud of their performance. Yeah, you want them to win, but I mean, you take the Super Bowl runner-ups to overtime, and I mean, I had 3 things that they needed to do, y'all, and they did 2 out of 3. I was like, you need to win time and possession. They did that. They made Philly. They made them a little bit more one-dimensional than they'd like. They had to lean on the pass, and if it wasn't for A.J. Brown's crazy performance, this could be a burgundy and gold victory Monday. So that game really stuck out to me. Obviously, that was the one I had my eyes on all week.
Okay.
Very cool. Holden, I'm assuming the same game for you, or you got something a little different?
No, yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that was something where I picked Washington. I really did feel like Sam was going to have a bounce-back game. It was interesting to me to have this first for him, as this is his first kind of a poor performance, and see how he bounces back. And I think he showed he's going to bounce back, and this team can bounce back, and this team can hang with anybody. Obviously would have liked the victory here. But we've got a very favorable slate coming up here in the next few weeks. And I'm super excited to just see the fight in my team. And man, I tell you, dude, it's been a long time since a game has gone down to the wire like that. And when we threw that touchdown with 2 seconds left, dude, I about this house, you would have thought an earthquake hit this house, man. Dude,
Should Ron gone for 2? Should Ron have gambled or about Ron?
Dude, that discussion, you take it, Antony. What do you think?
I mean, I thought he was going to go for 2. You think on the road you go for 2, but his offense had been moving the ball. You do look at the fact that you're going up against one hell of a defensive line. Like, they major in the tush push. You don't, right? The Logan's little lumber. The second one wasn't.
I like that.
The second one wasn't as pretty, so it wasn't like you had a lot to feel confident on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones. Hey, you deal with it. I get it. Your defense was playing pretty well, So if it wasn't for that little that call on the sideline where he steps on a forearm, like one forearm away. I'm like, come on now. That's like in by default. Like, come on. If I'm stepping on flesh, it's got to count.
Yeah.
If it's organic material, team, it's got to be in.
Yep. And also, I know Holden shared with us that there was a controversial missed false start, going on there. So
I thought it was a false start in overtime when they got the ball back. I thought there was a false start on their tush push, but I guess you could say the game could have been won earlier. So it shoulda, coulda, woulda in the NFL. That's how it goes. But
for sure. I mean, still go out of that, head held high. Definitely gave them a good run for their money, and exactly like how Ross said, big character game after that game against Buffalo. Aaron, anything stick out to you?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about the Steelers game right now.
Talk about different games.
Hey, Chicago finding some life in their offense. Justin Fields' best game of the season. There's still some things they need to work on. Obviously, Denver getting very lucky at the end there. It was nice because just to fill you in, Anthony, we did the preseason predictions, and I chose Chicago to lead the North. That's not looking great right now. Dude, there's still a lot of football to be played this season,
Sure.
There is.
But yeah, it was good to see Fields finally get a feel for the offense. At least get something going with DJ Moore, which is a highly anticipated offensive weapon. So that's one of the ones that stuck out to me.
Nice. I could talk about the Bills and their big victory against the Dolphins. That was a huge home win. But actually, I think to be not partially biased, I'm going to say the Titans upsetting the Bengals. Fellas, do we think the Bengals should hit the panic button yet?
It's very hard to come back from 1-3.
I mean, the AFC North is looking like the Ravens to own for the time being.
Yeah.
You really got to see what's going on in Cincy. Like that's a pretty big fall off. You know what I mean? And and now you're going to be hamstrung by the contract that you gave Joe Burrow, deservedly so. I mean, he needed
for sure
to get that money, so let's not play around with that. Sure. But now like where are you going to rebuild that? Who are you going to sign? Is it T. Higgins? Is it going to be Jamar Chase? So it's going to be interesting to see where this team goes. If they're going to find some magic, because like you said, Aaron, coming from 1-3, it looks pretty tough uphill. You got Cleveland and Pittsburgh always finds a way to be pretty decent. So it's a tough uphill battle for them.
Completely
and I was super high. I was super high on the Bengals this year too. So
we all were.
I guess everybody was, right? But seeing them kind of have this shaky start is kind of worrying me. And still a lot of football left, and that AFC North will be tough down the stretch. But not looking good, dude. I don't know. I think I had Commanders Bengals for my Super Bowl pick, and that Commanders still looking all right. But I don't know about that. I don't know about that Bengals.
I don't know about that. Hey, the important team for you is the one that counts, right?
Exactly.
It's that NFC team, so for sure. But all right, fellas, if we don't have anything from this past week, we can get into these picks. But I do want to ask Anthony a question. You were at the Commanders game last week. How did it feel in FedEx? A home game in the Josh Harris era.
Man, it was exciting. It was electric. Like the tailgate pregame was popping. I mean, the parking lots were full, and they had flags flying just so early. And I frankly, I don't ever get to go to tailgates. I never had, and I would always say like I never got to see halftime shows and things like that. So it was cool to actually be there for that. But man, the energy was up. And honestly, outside of like noticeably seeing blue jerseys, you didn't really hear them until late in the game when you just kind of lost all the air to fight. But ultimately, man, the representation was awesome. Fans did an amazing job. They showed up for the team. And I know that energy is still there, it's still up, and they have good plans in place for the season.
No, for sure. I mean, just to your point, I mean, I was at that game with a lot of family, being a Bills fan. And I just remember that first possession. I was like, golly, this stadium's loud. And I've been fortunate enough that Holden's been able to get me some tickets to some games for some other teams, And I was like, this is a great atmosphere. I have not felt this in my 3-4 games at FedEx Field that I've been to. So that was really cool to see.
I'm glad. Did you get threatened or anything like that?
No, thankfully not. Thankfully not. I like to mind my P's and Q's, man.
Okay,
It's just like I'll do a little
smart.
Yeah, it's just like you never know how the game's gonna go, and just end of the day, I was just there for some good football, and I mean, me and Holden have been friends for a long time, so I was hoping it would have been a little bit more competitive. But everyone was nice, man. Everyone was nice, so I was glad to see y'all bounce back a little, and then hopefully Thursday get right back on track. Hopefully not an easy dub against this Chicago team, but a little rematch from last year.
It needs to be.
It does need to be.
God forbid it's like 12-8 or whatever. Like if that happens, I might vomit in my mouth. But
like last year, last year's Thursday night Bears Washington game was not the best one. I mean, that is the game that turned our season around and gave us a series. I think we were 2-4. No, we were 1-4 at that spot.
Yeah,
and then we hit 2-4, and then rattled off a couple. So I'm hoping this is one of those turning points for us this year where, you know, you're not in that hole that we're typically in, and we're at a 500 mark. Real quick, Anthony, when's the next game you're hitting? Because I'm so bummed that I missed you at that game.
I don't know. Throwing around maybe the Thanksgiving game down here in Dallas, since they're down this way.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. So I don't have anything planned. Don't have anything hard and set in stone, but I got to get back to one eventually, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man.
No, definitely. Well, jumping into this game, I mean, I feel, Holden, Anthony, I can safely say you're going to pick the Commanders in this game here, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're 5.5 point favorites right now. And this is one of those games where you need to get the performance from the defense that you've expected them to be. Like, I need you to be dominant. I need you to get your hands on the football, create interceptions, turnovers, and take advantage of a team that's in turmoil. You know, I mean, it's windy up there in Chicago, and it's some crazy stuff going on in Hallis Hall. So they got to make sure that you take advantage of that and don't let these guys have any type of fight or life. I don't want to see that type of performance from Washington.
No, completely agree. Aaron, are you still on this Bears team, or are you finally dead? They finally kill you off?
No, I'm officially off. I've handled too much loss just with the Steelers alone and trying to root for the Bears, which I don't even know why I subject myself to that. So
you're just a glutton for punishment, man. You just
masochist, man.
It's like being disappointed.
Anyways, going Commanders here. You know, they're at home. I expect a good crowd to show up, just as Anthony and Holden have been saying. And you know, with the way that they played against Philly, if they can play like that against anybody, play against the Bears and blow them out at home. Just do it.
Yeah, blow them out. We can't play down to that competition. We got a route. We got to come out here and beat the teams we're supposed to beat. We can hang with anybody, but we can't play down. We got to roll here. Get this thing going. I do worry about Fields' ability to scramble, but I mean, we got a little shifty guy ourselves, and I mean, Sam Howell put up 40 yards on the ground now.
He's shifty, man. He is shifty. I'll admit it. He's shifty. Confirmed shifty for sure.
He can run, but I don't need him to be our second leading rusher.
I agree with that. Good point. I agree with that. 100% agree with that.
I need Washington to really look into another running back. Just another body that can. I need somebody that can get another 10 carries, right?
Yeah.
You know, AG got 6, Sam had 6, so that's because he's getting a little squirrely back there. I need that. You know, B-Rob 18 carries, the next guy 10 to 12, and then after that you can get into 6, and I think that'll help really balance out this offense, make it a little bit more dangerous, open up play action passing as well.
That's an excellent point. Excellent point. Love that. Well, shoot, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to add the Commanders to lay the points here. Put that on my card. I got a good feeling them at home. You know, hopefully getting a confident win against the Bears here. But moving on picks here, we got my game of the week in London. Jags, Bills. Bills only favored by 5.5 after that ass whooping last week. So I don't have much to say about that. I'd say besides the Jags, we play a lot in London. So even though Jags have been practicing there all week and it's kind of a home game for them, I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to take the points. And that's all I got. Anthony, what do you got on this game?
You know, Buffalo has they've improved since starting out slow and stumbling. And my gosh, have they improved. I mean, you had a Miami team that put up 70, and then you hold them to 20. And on top of that, you drop in 48 of your own. I'm like, good night. You got a defense that's waking up. I'm upset that Washington had to be the test dummy to get those guys rolling. But, man, they're really showing that they're dominant, sitting at 3-1. I mean, they've held their opponents to 55 points this year. So that's one of the lowest in the league. Very stingy defense.
Yeah, and that was a big point with losing Leslie Frazier in the offseason, having McDermott call the plays on defense. So that was huge. Holden, you riding on this Bills? You riding with me and Anthony?
Yeah, I think I am going to ride these Bills. I will say I do think Jags in London. It's kind of like they're home. They're staying there next week, right? If I'm not mistaken, they're just
they're there
I think
now.
they are. So they're there for 2 weeks. So they're gonna feel comfortable there. But I think the Bills. I just think the Bills are just the better team in the AFC. And after seeing them rout us and beat Miami the way they did, I don't think I can take the Jags. I just think there's too much firepower. I will say the loss of Tre'Davious White. That's going to hurt a little bit. So we'll see how they come back from that. But I think you guys got this one locked up.
Love to hear it. Aaron, you gonna make it a sweep?
I don't know, man. The Jags look pretty good in London.
Get out of here. They played Atlanta. They played Desmond Ritter. Come on, man.
No, I'm going Buffalo. I think it's a pretty easy pick here, even though I know you have some Jacksonville ties with Morgan and everything. So that's house divided.
Jacksonville lady. Oof. Nah.
But I think if your defense holds up as well as it has for the past 2 games, I think you guys will easily get through this team. So.
Yeah, awesome. Love to hear it. Before we move into this next pick, I'm going to ask Anthony another question. So doing a little research, knowing that we were trying to get you on and everything, I looked up your yards per catch average, and I referenced a brief database. And I don't know if you know this, but I think you're top 30 all-time in yards per catch average.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
I love it, man.
Yeah, So with that being said, your time in the league, did you have a favorite teammate? I know you probably played with a lot of guys, but anyone that really you like playing with, keep in contact now?
Man, I was just thinking about that. I don't have a lot of guys phone numbers right now. Some folks you connect on social media, which is cool. I keep up with Brandon Banks over there on Instagram. He's been doing well post his CFL playing days, and just came back from the homecoming back up in Washington, like you said. So it was good to see a lot of those guys' faces and actually exchange numbers, because the crazy thing is, when you're in the league, you're in this it's a dog eat dog situation. You know what I mean? You get real cool with somebody, but I really need Sean to lose his job today, right? Because I need this job, right? Holden, I love you, but baby, you got to go. You know what I mean? They're only going to keep 3 of us, and it needs to be, you know what I'm saying? I need to be one of those 3. And so it's weird to have those relationships post game, for me at least. I don't know. It was very much. I'm like, hey, I'm 54 out of 53. I like you, but I gotta eat. You know what I mean?
You gotta feed my family.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta get that check.
But I mean, over the years, people have kids and have families, and it's just tough to stay in contact. But it's good to. Yeah. I see some people living well, man, and I'm excited to see it.
That's good. Awesome, man. Love to hear it. Love the positivity. Moving to the next game, kind of a weird one. Saints-Patriots. Saints kind of losing this grip that we thought they would have on the NFC South, and Patriots fumbling as well. Or people calling for Bill Belichick's job? Anthony, what do you think of this game?
Man, I think Bill Belichick is probably just going to get himself in a really good situation to retool this offense. I don't think you got to worry about getting him out of there. He's one of the greatest coaches in the league.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's always been such a great mastermind of changing how he does the team. I remember he would switch from a 3-4 to a 4-3, and they're like, what are you doing? And he goes out and just has one of the top defenses in the league. So right now the question mark is at that quarterback spot.
Agreed.
What's up with Mac, and what is Mac in year 3, year 4 now? I think it's year 4.
Yeah.
Thing about this league, man, is that people study your tape. They study, and they pick up on your tendencies. And after a while, you're going to have to self-scout and change your tendencies. You're going to have to go somewhere else. It's not always about having a play that works that you like the most, but everybody knows you love it, and they're going to read it the way you read it. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, no, totally.
You got to get Mac Jones to play second level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I get what you mean. Kind of add another gear to his game, just take a step up.
Well, it's like those big boy throws. Okay, so I know I'm probably going over, and I got to get out of here. Wife's looking at me. She's gonna.
No, you're good, man.
So it's sometimes think about against Denver, the post.
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of situations, you would say, why are you throwing that? There's 3 people here. But that's a big boy throw. That's a throw where you're like, I trust my guy. He's going to make a play for me. He's going to make me right. It may not be the exact read, but in this situation, I trust it. Now, you may say that what's the difference between being a gunslinger? Because there's times and places, right? Like there's situationally, you know, you're like, I'm going to take a chance on this 3rd down and 3rd and 8. I'm going to throw it somewhere else where maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
By the read, because obviously the defense is going to force you to go up. They're going to throw it underneath, and no, screw that. I'm going to throw it to the dig route and try to squeeze it in between somebody, or I'm going to throw it high and my guy will go make a catch. Like, you need to get to that level at some point. You know what I mean? So that'll help separate him, whoever can go to that next level.
Yeah, definitely, man. I totally agree. Well, I know you said we're running short on time with you, so I just wanted to give an opportunity to what's going on in your life right now? What are you into? I know you got a podcast. Want to mention it to me, Believe in Commanders.
Yeah, Believe in Commanders is a podcast. We're on the Believe Network, all your favorite streaming platforms. And we released a YouTube channel too. So you get if you like to look at my face, it's on there as well. But it's been fun, been doing that. This is the 2nd season that we're getting into. So you know, me and Brian Murphy, we knock it out the park. And I'm also working on my golf game. So I'm trying to get trying to break 90, trying to work on my ball striking, get a little bit more consistent off the tee. And I should get under 90 if I'm able to do that.
Wow, awesome. Very cool. Love that, man. Dude, that sounds exciting. I mean,
Anthony,
getting ready for the tour.
Did you cross paths with Rock Cartwright in Washington?
Yeah. I know he's a big golfer. I haven't hit the links with him yet, though.
So he's playing with him. I'm playing with him next Monday, and I am going to embarrass the crap out of myself in front of him. But I'll. Oh man, yeah, I'm nervous. I've heard he's really good, so I wasn't sure if. Yeah, I'm gonna embarrass myself, but I'm gonna let him know that beforehand.
Tell him I said what's up, man.
Dude, I sure will, man. I sure will. I'm gonna try to get him on the pod here too. But yeah, man, Anthony, thank you, my man, and we'll talk soon, brother.
Thank you,
sir. Thank you so much.
Have a good one. I'm gonna throw this question to y'all. Let y'all chew on this.
Yeah.
Who's the best team in the AFC South? And I'm out of here. Y'all chew on that. Everybody's 2-2.
That's a good point.
Good question.
We'll talk about that for a while.
Have fun with that one, guys. I'll see you.
All right.
See you later. Thank you. AFC South. I don't know,
that was sick. Breaking the 4th wall here. That was sick. Maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. First of many former player guests on Partially Biased here. Just show ourselves, clap it up for Antony Armstrong coming on, give us some time. Some great insider information.
You guys don't know. I'm telling you, Antony is one of the coolest dudes. I mean, I remember I reached out to him about my man cave, you know, getting stuff together for my man cave. And I was just like, dude, I love it. You know, sends me an autograph instantly. And he was my first autograph ever too. You got to understand that. So, I mean, super sentimental and super, every time him being still a part of that, just Washington community. Yeah. I freaking love it. And he's such a cool dude, man. So yeah, thank you, Anthony. It was freaking awesome. And as far as AFC South goes, I almost want to say the Texans.
No, I'm not buying it.
I'm still going to say the Jags. But I texted Aaron this today, and I think I texted you too, Sean. I think I've slept on CJ way too much. The dude has not turned the ball over at all. He's not turned the ball. He has yet to throw an interception. And to me, as a rookie, and you see, you know, I love you, Sam, but you see what Sam Howell did week 3, and I'm like, man, you turn the ball over, you're going to lose games.
For sure.
If you don't turn the ball over, you have the opportunity to win a lot of football games if you're smart with the football. So that's how they're 2-2, dude.
I mean,
what?
Dude,
sounds crazy, right?
I mean, I don't want to say look at Josh, but like my man had one turnover against y'all, and that was pretty much a punt. And then yesterday just had more scores than completion. So yeah, if you take care of the football, I mean, statistically, right? It's like you give yourself a better shot to win, and that's what it is. So it's tough. And it kind of goes back to like not what Anthony was saying about being a gunslinger and like not, you know, but it's like pushing it when you need to and realizing like taking what the defense is giving you. But Aaron, you still on Jags with me or?
What do you mean? For which?
To win the AFC South.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Houston came in and rang our bell, dude. And like they held TJ and Highsmith in check. Like that's something you don't see every day, especially for an O-line that has a bunch of injuries. Like, I don't know what happened on Sunday, but I mean, if Stroud keeps playing the way he's been playing, that IQ test baloney is not relevant, because he's obviously playing really well. Either if it's that system or his decision making is very precise. I think Houston does have a good chance to lead that division, especially because they spanked the Jaguars.
Yeah, they did. No, that was
Nico
good
Collins.
and at home.
Yeah, Nico Collins.
I was just looking him up. Yeah,
100
sitting on my
yards.
bench. Sitting on my bench right now, dude. I mean, I can't believe it, dude. Like, that's ridiculous, bro. He had what, two tutters,
112
yards.
Was it 68?
Maybe that sounds way too much. I don't know.
I'll
7 and 9 catches. I don't know.
Yeah, 7 catches for 160 yards, 2 tutters. Nico Collins, Damian Pierce, 81 yards on 24 carries. Not really getting something on the ground, but not a high average there. No, dude, I'm sick of the Jags. I think it's done. There's the lose. I'm with you, Holden. You always say this. We say this all the time. Division games are tough.
They are.
They're coin flips sometimes. Like we talk about tape, like you got a lot of tape on those guys, and like seeing them twice, tendencies and all that stuff. But getting back to the original question and the original pick, Saints Pats, fellas.
Well, it depends is Derek Carr still hurt, or he
played. He played last week. Yeah, he played this past game. Yeah,
he didn't.
Which I was shocked.
Well,
no, he didn't play well.
He is not looking good at all.
Nor did New England. Did not play well either.
New England played Dallas, and I think we all kind of agree that Dallas is a better team than New Orleans. I think New Orleans defense is a high-powered part of that team. So if Bill Belichick couldn't get anything going against Dallas, I doubt they're going to get anything going against New Orleans. So I think I'm going to take the big easy here.
Okay. All right. So you're on the Saints. Holden?
Yeah, I just got to take the Saints because, I'm not doing that because I have to take the Saints here just because, I think Kamara's going to have a little bit better of a showing.
Kamara.
Yeah, he was back last week and first game back, get your toes wet. Now let's get going. And that division right now is super winnable. And the Bucs are currently leading that division at 3-1, which is kind of wild. But I think the Saints ultimately will come out of that division on top. And I just needed to. Because I bet on it. So, let's go. Let's go with the Saints.
No, I'm with you. I really want to take the Saints here, but I'm trying to question are the Bucs that good, or is just New Orleans not as good as we thought what they would be? Because Bucs gave Philly a run for their money, but looked bad against the Saints. So I like the Pats at home, but I'm rolling with the Saints here because I'm partially biased. I am never root for Bill Belichick, dude.
I will say to your point, I think the New Orleans Saints haven't really found an offensive identity. They sometimes, I think they haven't scored more than 28 points maybe. So they haven't really found a gear where they can just overpower defenses. They have to grind it out, get it through the air, or hopefully get it on the ground. So. And Bill Belichick is a defensive mastermind. So if this is any type of game to show that you can get through a good defense, which I think Christian Gonzalez is hurt, so that's gonna hurt huge. The New England fans there. But I don't know, it'll be close.
I will say to your point on that, I think it's tough when what was it? Their first running back was it Williams? Went down.
Jamal
so that was
Williams.
Kind of tough. Yeah, Jamal Williams from Detroit going over there this past offseason. And then not having Kamara, it's kind of tough when you talk about that offensive identity. It's just Jamal Williams was supposed to be that guy, and then we're going to get Kamara back, and then we have this two-headed backfield, and now it's now we have a lot on Kamara who did not have a good season last year. Yep. And Carr is not moving the ball effectively with Olave and Thomas, which you think would be enough firepower to get some points. So anyway, okay, cool. Moving it on here, we're going to go, speaking of AFC South, Titans, Colts, all right? The Colts are favored here, 1.5 division games. Holden, are you buying the horseshoe? Huh?
Anthony Richardson did look pretty good.
Almost mounted the
Scares me.
comeback.
Almost did. Scares me a little bit with just how much he likes to run, because I feel like eventually these young bucks like to run around. Eventually, you get popped 1 or 2 times. You don't want concussions after concussions.
He's already got
you just
2
don't
this
want
season.
it. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Not
so
great.
I'm gonna roll with the Titans here. I think the Titans. I mean, especially after last week, I'm a little bit, but I mean, they still got horsepower in Derrick Henry, and I think that this is just from an experience standpoint. I think divisionally, like Mike Vrabel is going to just have more experience in this game than the other team, so that's ultimately why I'm picking the Titans. Yeah, give me the Titans, and honestly, I love the Titans on a money line. That might be one of my best bets, or that plus 1.5 might be one of my best bets.
I know. I like that a lot as well. Aaron, your thoughts?
I think this is going to be a really close game. I think both teams' defenses are kind of meh, and the offenses have shown that they can score on the ground and not really through the air unless you're counting Derrick Henry's pass. But I think the stronger run game wins this game, so I'm going to go with the Titans. I think the Titans have a better front seven than the Colts do, so that's where I'm leaning.
Dude, well said. I'm torn on this game because I feel Titans, at least so far, I mean, it's only been 4 weeks, but have been really back and forth, like win one, lose one, win one, lose one, look good, look bad. And this past week, they looked good, so part of me is like, okay, now they're going to look bad. And division game, whatever. But that being said, there's just not enough in this Colts team for me, and I'm a hater, and I bet they're win under. So I'm going Titans here. I'll probably take Titans either money line or a plus for the spread with Holden as well. All right. So keeping it rolling. Big AFC divisional matchup here. Aaron's game of the week. Ravens, Steelers. Mitch Trubisky hopefully going to bring home a home dub at Accenture. I don't know, whatever you want to pronounce it. Acrisure, whatever. Same difference.
Still Hines to
Baltimore,
me, damn it.
Yeah, no, it's still Hines to me too. -4.5. What do you think? For Baltimore, by the way. Well, obviously. Not obviously, but.
I think this is all Steelers right here, boys. I think Mitchburg is back. Are you right? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready, dude. I don't think I'm ready. I think that if Matt Canada's still the OC by Sunday, we'll see how it goes. He probably will be, even though Tomlin said, "Oh yeah, there'll be changes." Yeah, the changes will probably be in the routine. That's about it. Freiermuth is hurt, so Washington's going to get that start along with Connor Hayward. Really need the defense to step up. I was very surprised how Houston kept TJ Watt and Highsmith at bay. Really need Terrell Austin, the defensive coordinator, to show up to this game because he didn't show up last week. And look, the Ravens they beat up on an injured Browns team. Right, so and realistically, I think Lamar did all the heavy lifting in that game, just in my opinion.
But somehow not enough.
Not
in my eyes.
I guess I don't know. I mean, they won 28-3. So, anyways, so I think they got lucky. They had to play Dorian, double last name. I forget it.
Yeah.
So I think, dude, you can't walk into Pittsburgh and think you're gonna get a dub. All right, you gotta walk in there with a little bit of poise, a little bit of respect for the other team, and you're gonna get beat. You're gonna get beat.
Bring your hard hat in your lunch pail, huh?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's Pittsburgh for me, boys. Pittsburgh for me.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of swaying me a little here. Holden, bring me back down to earth.
Yeah, you're not swaying me at all, dude. I'm sorry, dude. Lamar Jackson, 2 tutters on the ground, 1 through the air. I don't know, man. I think Lamar Jackson is just way too much for. I do, bro.
You know what his record is against TJ? Against the Steelers?
What's his record against it? Tell me.
2-4.
Well, guess what? It's about to be 3-4. All right, it's about to be 3-4. All right.
2-5.
Yeah.
2-5. You mean?
All right. I'm just saying.
Whatever.
It's too hard for me. It's too hard for me to pick the Steelers here.
I get it.
I would have liked to, but I can't, dude. I think the Ravens. I hate saying this too, is because I picked the Bengals to win the AFC North, but I think the Ravens, this might be their shot to just really like run away with it almost, and just like not full runaway. I mean, it's going to get tighter as the division games get backloaded, but Ravens can set themselves up in a really good spot. They know that. Pittsburgh obviously knows they need a bounce back game, but without Kenny Pickett, it's not happening with no Mitch, dude. It's not happening.
I don't know, man. What if Mitch comes out and throws 3 tutters? What are you going to do?
I mean, I'll say
I was wrong, but I don't see it, dude.
Knock on wood.
I think it's possible, but because like I don't want to rag on it, and like I don't want to do a tangent, but it's just like Kenny Pickett's been lackluster, and I'm sure you've watched more games than I have, Aaron. But it's like I don't know what the issue is, whether it's him, the lack of a run game for him to lean on a little, the lack of pass catchers getting open, So it's just like it seems all on the side of the ball. We're just no one knows what's going on. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe Mitch comes in and he does something. I don't know. And also this Ravens team doesn't impress me. I think Lamar has been incredibly underwhelming. Yeah, 4 tutters last week, but the weeks before, I don't know, not really much. So that being said, I'm going to go on the Ravens. I would not be surprised if Pittsburgh at least covers, but it's just.
Division game. I could see any division game. I could see a cover no matter what, just because it's division game. But nah, dude. I'm sorry, Aaron.
I'm gonna see if there's any movement on this line. If it somehow falls to something crazy like Baltimore -6, I'll probably hop on. But if not, I'm staying away. Let's move on to a different game and stop hurting Aaron's feelings.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Texans Falcons. We've been talking a lot about them Texans. Playing in Atlanta. Atlanta off a tough loss. Texans kind of on a roll here, sort of. Atlanta favored -1. Holden, who you got?
This is an extremely hard game for me to pick because, as you know, well, I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you even if you don't know. We play Atlanta next week. There was reports that came out that said that Desmond Ridder is going to remain the starter. I almost feel like I need Atlanta to win this game so that way there's no QB controversy. Because I will tell you this: if they lose and they decide to start, I'm stumbling over my words all day. If they decide to start Taylor Heineke in Atlanta when the Commanders come to town, Taylor Heineke will whoop us. Firsthand, I know that's the kind of guy he is. So I'm going Atlanta here so they don't make that quarterback switch yet because I want to play Desmond Ridder. I don't want to play Taylor Heineke. I know we'll shut down Bijan Robinson. I'm getting into next week. Atlanta this week. I'm taking Atlanta this week. And that's a partially biased pick to set up next week. All right?
Partially biased pick. Aaron.
Houston. Give me Stroud against that defense all day, every day. Pierce had an amazing day against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has a decent run stop, at least from what I watched, even though the EPA per play says something different. Houston was just firing on all cylinders, and I think D'Amico Ryan's really actually, buttoned up that defense just a bit. So more power to him. I don't know how good the pass rush for Atlanta is. I think Grady Jarrett got a sack this past weekend, but I don't know. I'm going Houston.
You know what? I'm with you too. I don't like this Atlanta team. I think this Atlanta team still low-key stinks. And because I said they'll probably end up winning anyway. I'm going to go with the Texans here. I'm tempted to just take a Texans money line. I think that would be a good bet. But we'll see. I'm not officially adding to it, but that's susceptible to change, Moving on to another NFC big game here. Panthers, Lions going to Big D. Detroit favored by a whopping -9.
It's 9.
I know. And the weird thing is I think they can do it too, even though Carolina's been a little competitive. But Aaron, do the Panthers stand a shot in this game?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The Panthers got lucky against a bad Vikings team, and they were up early because the Vikings defense is sorry. You know whose defense is not sorry? Detroit's and Detroit's O-line. So I think Montgomery is going to have a big game here. Maybe Jahmyr Gibbs finally hits a stride.
No, Jahmyr Gibbs is not going to, dude.
Okay, we're off the Jahmyr Gibbs wagon. Okay.
Tired of it, dude. Don't even bring it up. Don't even bring it up, dude.
Yeah, I think Dan
Why
Campbell,
would you draft him? What's the point of drafting him? Why even draft the guy, dude? If you
dude,
don't
do you
use
see
him,
how
like,
excited they were in their draft room? They were like, yeah.
Yeah, for what though? To have a body that just I don't understand, dude. Like I'm sick,
bro. For second half of the season, just mind games. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they made it sound like he was going to be like the next Christian McCaffrey out here, catching balls, receiver, like doing everything, literally everything, catching 4 tutters a game like CMC, and he has yet to see the end zone because freaking David Montgomery wants to hog every freaking one of them, dude.
yeah, he does, and I love it. As a fantasy owner, I've been. I know Holden doesn't check his TikTok much, but I've been sending him so many TikToks about like.
I'll check it soon. I have yet to.
Not getting carries, not getting
got 80 missed messages.
It's like just the last 4. It's just like, oh, Jahmyr Gibbs fantasy owners be like, and I'm like, damn, this is actually Holden right now.
Dude, I was so mad, bro. I could not believe it, man. It's ridiculous, man.
I would be mad too if I was in your position, especially because I've almost solely drafted Montgomery because I know Aaron was big on him, and I was like, well, I guess he'll carry the ball. I think they're going to run the ball a lot, like, so whatever. But yeah, Holden, you're on the lines. Sorry.
100%. Yeah. No,
okay,
100%.
Cool.
And Jahmyr Gibbs, this might be Jahmyr Gibbs' like pop off game. Like I could see this being a pop off game. This might be my last go around on Jahmyr Gibbs, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is gonna pop off, bro. Straight up.
If not trading block.
Potentially.
I got a Zach Ertz with your name on it, bud.
I don't want no Zach Ertz, dude. That's a waiver wire pickup.
DeAndre Hopkins, I got you, babe.
DeAndre Hopkins, dude.
No one wants him. He's garbage. I'm on the line for all the reasons I know, right? And I'm going to take the points. I'm taking a -9 at home. I like that a lot. Great home team. Tempted to take the over too, but definitely -9. This one's going to be an ass whooping too. Giants, Dolphins, and Miami after kind of a tough loss, Yeah, this has got to be a huge bounce back game for Miami. I'm on Miami here. If I was not partially biased, I would take the points as well, which is -9.5.
Yep.
Holden, too many points?
Lay the points.
Not enough? Yeah, lay the points.
Let me tell you something. I think the Giants are done. I think they're toast. And I think they're going to lose tonight against Seahawks, and I think they're going to lose next week. And I think they're going to be in like a 1-4, 1-5 hole climbing for the rest of the year. And I think they're toast. I think it was all hype. I thought they got lucky last year. And I think we're going to start seeing that come to fruition here very shortly, that this team is not good and Daniel Jones is overpaid for, I guess you could say, somewhat of a serviceable quarterback, but I don't really think he is.
Oh, no, he's so overpaid. It's not even funny.
But I guess that's the market. It is what it is. Giants
they didn't have a choice.
Giants are toast.
Mm.
Give me the Dolphins.
I agree. Aaron, do we have consensus? Do we have a sweep?
Yeah, I'm going Miami. I mean, like, I hope that the Giants show some sign of life tonight, just at least to put up more than what they put up against the 49ers last week.
Yeah.
Which was a tall task to begin with. And I mean, you don't have Saquon, so you're kind of just pushing with Matt Breida and whoever the hell is second string, third string there. And I think Hyatt has been playing at a good level. I think Daniel Jones and him just need to.
I care less.
I'm talking, dude.
I was just messing with you.
Anyways, I'm going Miami here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them cover, maybe.
Dude, all right.
That's my partially biased tidbit.
Dude, it's just weird because like everything is the AFC is weird to me right now. And I really do think, like, I don't know how like playoff seeding will all work and everything. I really do think yesterday's game between the Bills and Dolphins could potentially be, I don't want to say AFC championship, but like
maybe like divisional round. Yeah, it could. Yeah, technically,
those are the two best.
Technically good.
Those are the two best.
Yeah,
those are the two best teams in the AFC right now. To me. So
it happened with Steelers and Ravens all those years back. So
yeah. So I'm just like, I just don't see the Giants. They don't play well. They're just not going to score enough points. It doesn't even matter if the Dolphins' defense stinks. Like, they're not going to put up enough points. They'll figure it out. Let's move on to a equally worse game. Well, a worser game, more worse. Cincinnati Bengals, Arizona Cardinals, hosting in the desert. In what world do the Cardinals beat the Bengals? Like 4 weeks ago, that you would not utter that sentence out loud.
No.
Holden, the Birds stand a chance here?
Why don't you kick this one off, Sean?
You know why? Because I'm too chicken to make a pick. All right,
I'll do it. I got you. Have you got a fire
Aaron,
in your
just went
gut?
to you last one. Oh,
you got a fire in your gut?
Got fireball in my gut.
Good.
Ew.
Because I'm looking for killers. Yeah, dude. I say the desert is where this Bengal cat goes to die, dude. I think this is where the season just takes a down tick, and I think the Cardinals are going to whoop the Bengals.
Dude, whoop. That's a big word.
That sounds like a partially biased pick to me, dude. I think you're just rooting against the Bengals, dude.
Oh my gosh. No, dude. Look at them. They're 1-3. They're 1-3. And Jamar Chase says he's always fucking open. Really? I don't know. Your quarterback can't seem to find you. I don't know. You're looking pretty bad in fantasy. All those people that took Jamar Chase first overall, where are they now?
Where are you now? You could have picked Josh Allen first overall, like a smart, intellectual person.
Could have had a bad bitch. Anyways.
Non-committal.
Yeah,
dude. I'm on the Cardinals. I just, this Bengals team will probably find a way to win somehow.
No.
And prove us wrong. But it's just, until otherwise, I cannot trust this Bengals team. This Cardinals team actually has some fight in them. I will trust that fight since he has no fight.
Let's hear it. It's tough. I gotta take the Bengals here. There's still my. It's one more week. Maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. I'll do this. But
what will it take for you to jump off? Like what? How many losses?
Probably 5. Like 5. Yeah, probably 5. 1 and 3. You can still salvage a season right there. I mean, because then if they win this week, then they're 1 game under 500, and they can smell it. They can smell 500, and then you're rolling. So they're close. They need to get this one against. I know a team that does have fight and is pretty gritty, but it's there. Everything that we're talking, and I think T. Higgins actually is going to be out for a few weeks, which does kind of suck now that I think about that. I just overall think they're just so much more talented, which they are.
On paper, for sure.
I have to take them. To our point earlier, it is kind of a quick, if they do lose this one, it is a big fall off from a Super Bowl run 2 years ago and
AFC Championship the year before.
Yeah. So yeah, they're still there. Joey B still Joey B. Jamar's gonna figure it out. Teams like that, stuff like that fire where he's pissed off and he's saying I'm always open, like that only helps guys. And they have a connection. Like they've been friends since college, dude. Come on. They'll figure it out.
Dude,
a comment like that worries me.
They're good, dude. They're good.
I think that's more the media questioning Jamar than it is Joe Burrow, but that's just my interpretation.
Yeah, it is.
I do appreciate Cincinnati Bengals fans being a little quieter than the past 2 years. That's been kind of nice. But moving on, more competitive game. Rams, Eagles. Did the Eagles stay undefeated on the road? Philly favored 4.5 here. Holden.
No, I'm paying attention. I am going to pick the Birds. You know why?
Why?
Because realistically, at this point, we're talking long-term game. Okay, we're talking long-term. So here's the deal, though. Most likely, the Eagles are going to win this division. All right, just probably that's how it's going to pan out. There's going to be some wild card spots available. I cannot have this this 2-2 Rams team floating around. I need them out. I need us in. So give me the Eagles. Shoot, if the Eagles want to stay undefeated until we play y'all October 9th at our house, be that. Let's do it. I'll see you there.
Fine.
So,
no way.
Eagles, I hate to say it, the Eagles are going to win this game.
Dang. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Aaron, Birds, Rams, Birds. That hurts.
I don't think
Puka Nacua.
I don't know if the Birds just gave up points to you guys because it was a division game, or they're actually showing chinks in the armor. Is there as good of a scheme in now than there was prior, or is it still a little bit of growing pains because of the new coordinators? And we talked about it with Joel, it seems like a learning curve. Even with the tush push, even with people trying to figure it out, headhunt the quarterback, whatever it is. I still think Philly is the better team here, although I would not be surprised if the Rams kept up.
I wouldn't be either. This Rams team.
Cooper Kupp is also back this week, I believe.
Oh,
no way!
Oh,
dude, I'm gonna screenshot your face when I told you that news. I'm gonna screenshot that because you were so pumped. And guess what? I just remembered something. He's on my RIR slot. Goodbye, Jahmyr Gibbs. Hello, Cooper Kupp. Bam, baby. I'm taking.
He's your flex. Who's your starting 2 running backs then? Holden, huh?
Mind me to check the waiver wire.
Who?
What?
Amari Cooper and Justin Jefferson are my 2 receivers.
Yeah, but who's your running back? Because you're dropping Jahmyr. Oh, that's right.
I'm not dropping him. I'm just putting him on the bench.
No, you're dropping him.
You're putting him on the waivers.
You're gonna trade him.
I'm dropping Elijah Mitchell, dude.
All right, dude. Whatever. Fine. Be that way. Play hardball. You got it. I'm on the Rams. I'm on the Eagles here.
Oh, that
was almost. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Yeah, dude. I'm on the Birds. I mean, Rams will keep it close. Cooper Kupp might be interesting, but until the Eagles prove otherwise, I agree they're not quite the same amount of dominance that they were last year. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Birds. Let's keep rolling. I think we've got about a good 10 minutes here, roughly, to hit our mark. That's awesome, especially with a guest. Jets, Broncos, battle of horrible and horrible. Jets were kind of competitive last night. Denver's favored, oddly enough. Golly, I hate that. -2 at home. Aaron, does lightning strike twice? Do the Broncos win 2 in a row?
No. Give me the Jets. Without that flagrant holding call late in the game, dude, the Jets would have won.
Crazy.
Straight up. That was so bad for the 2 third down and longs just to get omitted by penalties. Very soft penalties, might I add. I might be diving into a conspiracy about Taylor Swift giving the refs something to throw a flag on even after the pick was secured. That was kind of lame. But yeah, I liked how the Jets played. I liked how they fought through adversity against one of the league's best teams. Give me the Jets in Mile High.
That's interesting. Holden, I don't want to pick the Jets, but I may not want to pick the Broncos even more. So
this is tough.
Broncos are so bad.
It is kind of a tough game. The Broncos are bad. I mean, I know
week.
They came back and won and beat Chicago, but they were down 21 points to Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. I got to take the Jets. Zach Wilson, actually, I know Jack Wilson looked so pissed after that game. He was just like, it's my fault. He looked like he was about to cry.
It was nowhere near his fault.
I know, but that's the thing is he really feels like he has a chance to keep his team in contention. And I think he's going to find a way to keep them winning enough games just so there's that slim hope that an A-Rod does come back kind of a deal. I know Sean hates that, but I do think that's a possibility if they're in wild card talks. If they lose too many games, that goes off the table, and that everything in that season is just toast. So I think everybody there still really wants to win. You can see they're fine. They're figuring stuff out, and I think Zach Wilson's going to have another decent day against, I think, a very crappy Broncos defense.
Yeah, no, the Broncos defense sucks. Gosh, this makes me want to throw up. I'll take the Jets.
Say it again?
No, I'm partially biased. I'm taking the Broncos.
Which one is it?
I'm taking the Broncos. Final answer, I'm taking the Broncos. I can't.
Okay.
Jets will probably win, but I'm partially biased, damn it. I feel like Holden now. I just can't do it. I'm too
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what you don't need to tell me, dude. 100% I get it, my guy. I'm with you, bro.
I'm so with hurt. I'm not
with you, dude. You got to, dude. It's all about setting up your season.
Pride record. I
mean, it's been pretty close so far. So I'm just saying, anything can happen.
Also, shout out to Sean. He went 13-2 throughout the Thursday and Sunday spreads. He still has one more chance to make it the best record we've had this season at 14-2. So
Oakland, dude.
I mean, I'm not posting on the story, but I think I had a really good gambling weekend too on spreads. So,
all right,
screw Josh Allen, dude.
Dude, hey, why don't you say that to my face, IRL? You don't get to talk to him like that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
He does be driving
bro.
up to DC recently. You know, he drives up there a lot.
Dude, I'll make a little pit stop. Say it right to Sean's face.
Dude, I love Josh Allen. You can't say that about him. Back to picks. Chiefs, Vikings. Chiefs favored by 5.5 on the road. Vikings finally getting a dub. Season not quite over yet. I'm gonna take the Chiefs here. I'm taking the points. I think they bounce back. This Vikings team stinks. Holden, are you rooting against Kirk Cousins or for him?
Rooting against him. I think the Chiefs, still the Chiefs, baby. And yeah, I think it could be a pretty close game. I'm actually think it'll be a fun game to watch. Actually, fairly high scoring. I think Minnesota's defense is not good, and I think sometimes the Chiefs have been known to let up some points. They let up some points late in the second half of last night's game. So yeah, give me the Chiefs here. I like the Chiefs, but I just hope it's a high scoring game. I hope they're down early so JJ kind of pops off again. JJ's been having a hell of a fantasy season. Props to JJ.
He is like the one shining beacon of that team by far, for sure.
Really is. Really is.
Aaron,
I'm gonna run a little social experiment. So I've been like kind of wishy-washy with the whole like Taylor Swift thing and Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Why?
If
dude,
Taylor Swift,
it's love.
Hey,
dude.
If Taylor Swift is at the game, Kansas City. If she's not, Minnesota. I want to see if there's any
the Taylor Swift
to this conspiracy
contingency. Yeah, okay.
Exactly, because they
win
it, when she's there. But what if
I get
not?
it? You got bad blood, dude. I get it.
Bad blood.
Yeah, I'd use that music, but it would get pulled so fast. It's not
true.
Yikes. Fellas, 2 games left. We'll get on through it. Ooh, potential NFC Championship matchup. I'm calling that now. Cowboys, Niners, in San Fran. Niners favored by 3.5. I'm feeling confident in this game, so I'll pick first. It's going to be the Niners. And they're going to win by 3.5. I might even alt spread, fellas. I might. I mean, good defense on both sides of the ball, but that Niners offense, it is something. Holden, Niners? Can't be the boys.
100%.
Love to hear it.
100%, dude. Absolutely. This Niners team's putting up 30 a game. Christian McCaffrey in the end zone 4 times. Come on, get out of here, bro. You crazy? He's going to run all over this Cowboys team. I cannot wait. It's always beautiful. I hate seeing this too. It's like watching Cowboys lose, is that
almost
little.
Like a win.
It really is. It's almost like a win. So it's just sometimes it's better depending on the timing of it. But I love that it's a Sunday night game and I can just sit back and just root for the 49ers so heavily.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Dude, Chris McCaffrey was giving me a scare in fantasy. I think Evan had him, and I was
4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and like he needed 50 points from him, and I was like, if there was one player who could do it, it's Christian McCaffrey. Crazy. Aaron, we got consensus.
I don't think there's a team in the league that can beat San Fran right now. The Rams got close, I guess, but they are smacking teams right now. And granted, in the grand scheme, you could say, oh, their schedule's kind of easy. They had the Steelers, they had the Cardinals, they had I don't know who else. Anyways, they've been smacking other teams. I think this is probably their best opposition yet. So, maybe they'll get a little run for their money. But I do think it is the 49ers probably more than 3.5.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm tempted. I mean, I feel it goes against every single creed that you follow as a gambler, like not to do that, but like, I don't know, a couple bucks, whatever. See what happens. Maybe it turns into something crazy. Finishing off with our Monday nighter here. Big stinky game. Packers, Raiders in Vegas. Green Bay favored -2. Oh, I hate this game. Aaron, what do you got?
Packers. I don't think the Raiders didn't have Jimmy G this week, and they still kind of got close with the Chargers. Yeah, but I think the Packers has a better defense. I think Jordan Love will bounce back from the game that he had against the Detroit Lions. So give me the Packers here.
Nice. I'm on the Pack as well. I think I'm kind of with you. I don't know if Jordan Love's necessarily bounced back, I think the Raiders have a lot of weird narratives going on with the Chandler Jones and everything. It's just kind of really tough to trust. I'll take Packers on the road. Hold it.
Give me the Raiders. Devontae Adams revenge game.
Oh shoot, that's right, dude. You are so wrong. It's not happening. It's not happening. All right.
He's gonna score a tutty faux show. Just like Calvin Ridley against his old team. Bingo, bango, just like in the pocket. It's happening, dude.
I mean, it's liable to happen. I think Green Bay's secondary has been kind of meh. Jair Alexander hasn't really had the season that he had prior.
So overrated.
You think so?
He's good. He's definitely a starting corner. I think he's not quite as good as he was like made out to be. Like he's still very good, but I don't know, top 5. I mean, whatever. Anyway, those are the picks. Who cares? Holden, any best bets, my guy?
Yeah, for sure, dude. Let me see. I'm gonna do Brian Robinson, anytime touchdown scorer. And you can go ahead and parlay that with Washington money line. I took it last year on Thursday Night Football. It cashed big time at like plus 385. Or no, I'm sorry, plus 285. Plus 285. So I'm hoping for similar odds this week. And I'm gonna run it back. I could show you the ticket from last year, and we're running it back, baby. That's my best bet. B-Rob touchdown anytime, and Washington money line. It's not biased at all.
Not biased at all. No, that's a wonderful. I love that. I love that value, my guy.
It's great value. Great value.
Wonderful value. Aaron, you got any best bets? Anything you like?
Yeah. Give me Washington money line. Give me Buffalo money line. Give me Detroit, Miami, Pittsburgh, Arizona, and let's go Green Bay money line. And Najee anytime. It's got to be soon. It's got to be soon.
I guess he's due. I guess he is due.
I know Holden's over there grimacing.
That's so many picks.
Whatever. They're my best bets.
I don't like the Cardinals one or the other one, but that's fine.
Like, are those all your best bets? Like, those are your best
Aaron.
bets?
Is that a parlay?
It's a parlay. If you put it all together,
you're parlaying that.
Yeah.
Plus 10,000.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, I can cook it up right now.
Cook it up.
All right, Sean. What do you got? What do you got?
I got my own little money line parlay. I hit one this weekend. No big deal, guys. Please, no questions. Questions at the end. My money line parlay is going to be San Fran, Detroit, Buffalo, and Miami money line. Feel really good about that. My best bet is going to be Buffalo minus 5.5, and I may even parlay it with Josh Allen to score 2 tutters. So, but anyway, that's my best one. He's on a roll. It's going to happen.
He doesn't run anymore, so
it's okay. What do you mean? He ran for one last week, dude.
No.
Sorry, he has all these weapons. He's just passing like a madman. I got him, Josh Allen. All right, with that, that's the show. This has been Partially Biased. Show with biased takes from biased fans. Partially. All right. Hope you won all your bets. We'll see you next week. Aaron looks like he's intent on his phone. Are you ready to say goodbye, Aaron?
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Let me get the Najee anytime.
I'm just doing this thing. Just one thing.
All right. Well, even without the Najee anytime, it's an 8-leg parlay. We got Washington, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Miami, Arizona, San Fran, and Green Bay, all coming out to. Hold on. Damn it. Plus 5,040.
How does that not hit?
Exactly, dude.
That's
the best bet.
I'm shocked that you're not going to get arrested for stealing money.
You're talking a lot of shit, but guess what? I'm placing that bet right now.
I know he is.
Dude, please, Aaron, that's the dog food money. Come on.
That's not. Nah, this is the house money.
Hazel
this is rent.
Hazel can't eat scraps no more. All right,
hope you like your ice water soup.
Hope you like ice cube sandwiches. Shout out Anthony Armstrong for being on the pod again. Thank you so much. Love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Go Steelers.
Go Bills.
Commandos, baby.
Here we go.